So our four-star course here at Luhmühlen is 6,403 metres in length, giving an optimum time this year of 11 minutes and 14 seconds. Captain Mark Phillips, the designer, sends them off on this route that's been with us since 2011, with the first three fences coming up within the first minute marker, and then a long gallop through the woods for nearly a minute in its own right, coming to the first real question on course, the top water, the DHL packet water as it is this year. And for a horse that hasn't really been woken up, and indeed a rider, this represents a real interesting question. A bounce stride up to the boat at the C element asks them that question, but there is an alternative if they have problems. Maximum height fences then become the order of the day here at the Ice Vibe Oxa and the bridge to Malmo at 6. Before they come into this very intense section of the course on the old race course and into the main arena. The Manska complex jumps through the Luhmühlen horseshoe and on an angled 2 strides to the barn element at the second part, and then the HSBC complex in the main arena at 9, 10, 11 and 12. 9 and 10, the brush vertical to left-handed corner is on a very, very forward 4 strides, and that's going to take real commitment from the riders who go the straight route there. A repetition of the question then at 11 and 12 on a slightly sweeter 2-stride distance. They're all separately numbered, so riders can circle without penalty, but those who want to compete here at Luhmühlen are going to have to take on that question and answer it successfully. The next big problem on course is the Mesmetiche here coming up at fence 15. The same hanging log into the water as last year, and then the teacup sits in the water, and that's going to come up quite quickly. The corner then is a big open corner at the C element, and that is all going to be dictated by how well they step up out of the water. A nice 4 strides distance then takes them to the brush at 16. They pass the 5-minute marker here in the woods, and an opportunity to catch their breath coming to Heines Jagdhutte at 17 A and B, coming down the very steep slope between the A and B element on 4, 5 or maybe even 6 strides. But now the course picks up in intensity again as they come into the Jeep Big 4 field. Over the HSBC FEI Classics fence at 18, they cross the water for the first time over 2 mounds. The first mound has a roof profile fence, and the second mound has a triple brush arrowhead. And the triple brush arrowhead very interestingly located to maximize the difficulty of that fence. The familiar angled logs coming back through the water at 20 A and B shouldn't pose too many problems for horses at this level before they cross their tracks one more time to come to the Ariat table. They pass the 8-minute marker, so they've been inside that field for nigh on 2 minutes, jumping the table to skinny bull-nosed arrowhead at 22 A and B, the Charles Owen Royal Works. Then it's the walls that used to be in the main arena, now coming up as the walls 23 A, B and C, and again a very forward distance to the C element, a big corner there, and they've got to be jumping that in a forward stride pattern to make that third element. They jump an identical table at the Charles Owen Royal Works fence 24 before coming back to the Dracana 25 and the Fledermaus Hotel 26. 2 big questions still to come. The first, this rail ditch rail complex, jumping in the dark across the watercourse. The C element here is the hanging corner that was in the Jeep field last year and caused a lot of glance-offs, so it'll be interesting to see how that jumps coming out of that influential combination. Then the Lotto fence, jumping in over the big keeper's brush-style fence and a very tight turning line to the B and C parts. Close to home now, as they head to the Van Ellings Vakwerkhuis double, 29 and 30, the 2 logs bringing them safely to the conclusion of their Luhmühlen adventure.